Can you hear that? That's the Havanese breeder next door. Sounds like only one of them is barking right now. Sometimes there's like, it sounds like there's 20 of them over there. I don't know. They're these little purse dogs, I call them, that are real popular here in South Florida. Apparently, they're little tiny dogs. They're cute as can be, but man, I also call them yappers because you can tell why. I'd almost rather it be German Shepherds over there, but fortunately, I cannot hear them over on the office side. But over here on the warehouse side, when it's quiet, you can definitely hear them. Well, I think if all goes well, we are ready for the fire inspection. Okay, wore my red today for the fireman, for the fire inspector, and we passed. So the fire inspection is done, and I'm just waiting on our occupancy permit, and that is just going to take time, hopefully not too much time. So that is a relief. So if all goes well, we're hoping that in maybe, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 weeks or so, probably around the 1st of March, in that time frame, we'll be able to launch. Everything is finally coming together. Yeah, I can't express how much it means to Tammy and I that you guys have stuck with us through all of this, through the past, not just the past 4 months, but the past almost 2.5 years now. You've supported us, you've encouraged us, you've cheered us on, you've donated heavily to the homeless, to veterans, to hurricane victims. I can't say enough about everything that we have. The best followers and customers. You leave us speechless every time we talk about it and think about everything that you guys have done for us, and we are so thankful to have you along for this journey. And it's getting real for us to be this close. The office is painted, it's clean. I did some network cabling today. The rest of that stuff should be here tomorrow, so I can finish installing the network cabling. And hopefully in the next 24 hours or so, I'm hoping to have that permit so we can start moving some things in here and start setting up. Once that happens, then I've got to schedule the movers. The movers told me they needed about a 3-day notice or so to move all the stuff over that I bought for the pallet racking. We've got everything in the storage unit, the office furniture, computers, all of that stuff has to come in and get set up. I've got to get inventory ordered, the warehouse set up. There's so much more to do, but boy, is it relieving to know each day when I come in that we're making progress in a forward motion and not backwards. And there's so many things to do, and it's so funny that I do things like this with most of the time without project lists or task lists. And I have this weird ability that I don't know how many people really have this ability where I look at what's coming at me and I automatically know what to do, the order to do it to get the most efficiency and have how to juggle things and multitask and everything. I recognized I had that ability in my early 20s. I don't think I knew I had it then. I thought I was just working with a bunch of people who were slackers and didn't do their job very well when I worked at a Sam's Club. And when I was like, it was 30 years ago. It was 93. And these people would take forever to do their aisles. And I had like one of the biggest sections to take care of by myself. And these people couldn't get 2 aisles stocked in like 4 or 5 hours in the mornings before we opened, and I had to drive my own forklift, stock. I had a retail area with computers and everything, and I couldn't figure out why they couldn't get their jobs done. And I think it had more to do with their multitasking and prioritization and thought processes than their work ethic. But I have this ability to do this, and boy, yeah, I mentioned this in the past. I've had 2 times in my life where I absolutely loved what I did. One was a health study that I did that I've mentioned before. I was the primary architect on a thing called the C8 Health Project, and that had to do with a chemical called C8 that's in Teflon. So anything you've seen on the news over the past 10 years or so that had to do with Teflon, that was my work. I was the primary architect on a health study in West Virginia and Ohio where we tested about 70,000 people, where 3M and DuPont had allegedly contaminated 6 water systems with this chemical that's in Teflon. So when you see things on dishes and things that say PFOA free or PFAS free, and you see things about forever chemicals, the data that was collected for that was my team that collected that data. We managed it. I designed the security models and the software and everything, and my data is published in the NIH database. My name's actually in the credits of a documentary called The Devil We Know that was backed by Aaron Brockovich and Morgan Spurlock. And I was given kind of a blank canvas with guidelines on what I needed to accomplish. Here, do it, make it happen. And we did it. The second time was with my former companies. I was kind of given a blank canvas to a degree for a while, for about 4 years, and we were highly successful. We were the fastest growing company in Louisville in 2020. I took the company from startup to over 22 million a year in sales in 3 years, and in 4 years we shipped over 1 million orders, and was by and large given a blank canvas to do that for the longest time. And now the third time, to a degree, I've got a blank canvas again, probably to a much larger degree, with the exception I've got some, funding limitations that I didn't quite have the last 2 times. Hopefully, it'll grow like the last businesses. Similarly, I don't think it's going to grow quite that fast, but if it grows anywhere near like that, then the cash restrictions will be lifted, and I'll have that blank canvas again and be able to really excel and do what I do best. And that's to take the work that comes at me and make something of it. And it's just a joy to be able to look at that. Boy, I just realized I got to get a haircut. I know that sounds funny, but when I'll run out and get my haircut tomorrow, but when I wake up in the mornings, I've said this before, I wake up in the mornings, if my hair's messed up, I know it's time to get my hair cut. It's a good feeling. And yeah, I was in here kind of fairly at a decent time this morning. Got in here, I think about 8:30 or 9, and going to get out of here at a good time today and get home, probably go to dinner with my beautiful wife this evening and enjoy a restful evening that I haven't had for the past few days, and hopefully wake up to an email in the morning with my permit. That's what I'm hoping for. But at any rate, if it takes a day or two, I'll be okay with that, because all these inspections went smooth, and that's all I'm waiting on. I'm not worried that we're going to run into any roadblocks at this point as far as the permit process or anything. Everything's passed and everything's checked off and everything's done, and we're ready to go as far as that is concerned. So I guess the big question will be, at what point do we hire employees? And I think that's going to be pretty quick. We can only do so much by ourselves, and the quicker we can hire employees, the quicker we can get orders out and start growing the business and providing that customer service you expect and deserve. It's just such a great day. Looking out the windows out front, it's beautiful, it's sunny, it's breezy. It's like 80 degrees, I think, today. I just can't tell you how exciting it is. But I'm tired, and I'm pretty exhausted. But it's a good exhaustion. You see the smile on my face. I've felt great the past few days, and looking forward to getting this off the ground. So just a little quick update for you today to let you know that all went well, and hopefully get you another update in the next day or two with some really good news after that.